you're doing exactly.
Um, so
I wait and ask that question live?
Yes. So we're live now, and so we have our first person who has volunteered to help me, and hopefully I can help him. So this is Chuck, who is also a fellow healer, although we don't really know each other. I think, did we message once, Chuck? Maybe?
Yeah, we messaged one time when we connected.
Okay.
Yeah, it was based on a question on animal, somebody wanted an animal cured, and I worked on, I should say, and I threw something out there, as it did a number of people, and that's how you and I got connected.
Okay, yeah, because when family or pets or friends, if you're really close to them, healing them can be pretty tricky, and oftentimes you don't get honest answers, especially for muscle testing, which that's how I get my that's how I figure out what to do. But if the muscle testing doesn't work, it causes some issues. But
because I do because I'm clairvoyant, I've been through, I've taught clairvoyant with animal communication, among other things. I tune into them different ways, and so I have a lot of animal clientele, which is always interesting.
I bet. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. So Chuck, I know you're out west. What city or state are you in?
I'm in just east of Boulder, Colorado.
Okay. And I think you said you've got sciatica?
Yes. Got a bad back for a number of years, and it flared up. It seems like every 3 years I need an injection, and this time was pretty bad. And then and I thought I had it going away, and then a couple things happened in August that caused it to flare back up again. And I couldn't get an injection for a while because I was taking the certification class in San Diego for 3 weeks, and my nerves have been really, really inflamed. So I have pain down the side of my legs. And it's L4, L5, so that typical is pain on the outside, and it hurts most on the left side, just above the ankle, and it's like an intense burning, aching kind of a feeling.
Okay, so right now, pain level 1 to 10, 10 being unbearable, 1 being you can't even notice it. Where are you at?
I would call it a 6.
Okay.
I'm sitting down, so I get relief really quickly when I sit down.
Okay.
The problem is when I start walking around.
All right. And before we went
live, you'll jump up to a 10 after about 5 steps.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully that won't happen, but we'll have to test this a little bit. So I think over previously before we went live, you had asked about what modality this is.
Yeah.
And it's sort of quantum touch, but sort of not. I use the breath work if needed with quantum touch. But I think a lot of the energy is something else. So, are you familiar with quantum touch? Chuck, are you there?
Sorry, I was talking on mute. Sorry. Oh. No, I'm not familiar with quantum touch.
So, quantum touch is a little bit differently because, like Reiki and healing touch, those are divinely guided, so the energy goes to where it needs to go. Now with quantum touch, the healing actually comes from the person because through breath I raise my vibration. And when I touch a person wherever there's pain, when my vibration is increased, your body tries to match that vibration. And oftentimes when that happens, healing occurs.
Interesting. So when you're breathing, are you trying to get yourself into an alpha state through slow breathing?
It's not really slow breathing, but it's more intense type breathing. And through the quantum touch, there's different labels for this type of breath work. For like clients that aren't familiar with it, I say this is like a dog on a hot day sometimes. So, because it's sort of loud and sometimes a little messy. So
now is that anything to do with the work on? I think it's just called breath work.
It is different. So
okay.
So what I want you to do is, can you put your hands where your pain is the worst? Okay. And so I don't always do the breath work because sometimes it's not needed. But with Chuck being a healer, I'm going to do the breath work. And so, Chuck, I want you to imagine my hands on top of your hands. And we'll just do a fairly quick pulse. It takes like maybe a minute. So, okay, you ready?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so move your hands and then sort of flex a little and just check in with yourself and see where your pain level is now.
I don't feel any difference.
Okay.
And I just tested, and it's still a 6.
Okay. All right, so let me do a little bit of more muscle testing too. So I do get that I can help you, but I also get there's something that's preventing. So let me just see if there's other things that I need to be aware of.
Would any medication interfere with your work?
No.
Okay. Because after I had a client at 4:30 today, and after that client, I couldn't wait to take a half of a painkiller. By the end of the day, I am just like really hurting.
Okay. Well, let's try a little longer. Okay. So put your hands back where they were before, and we'll just see. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, how about now?
Okay. Assess this real better initially.
Mm-hmm.
But now it seems to be, the throbbing is coming back a little bit. But I think it's
Okay.
slower.
Is it throbbing in the same place, or did it shift?
A good question there. Let me evaluate this. It's hard to tell because that whole side of my leg isn't doing very good. When I took my hand off, so I read them a 5, so
Mm-hmm.
I did go down one.
Okay.
When I took my hands off, it felt as soon as I took my hands off, it felt really good. It felt like no pain was there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Then it flooded back.
Yeah, well, it gradually flooded back. Yeah.
Okay. So if we drop.
And the
Mm-hmm.
and the same within the first time. So even though my pain level didn't change, the initial sensation when I took my hands off was a nice kind of a cooling effect and no pain.
Okay. All right. Are you game to try another pulse?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So the reason why I asked if it moved, because if we can get it to reduce or move, that usually means we can have more success.
Yeah.
So if you were still at a 6 and it stayed there, I'd say we can't do anything, but let's see what else we can do with another pulse. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, it definitely came down one. So I'm reading this again.
Okay.
And it definitely came down. So it's for sure not a 6 anymore.
Okay. Well, that's cool. So I do have one client that with her, when I did the healing pulse, there was, it wasn't immediate. Everybody else that it's worked on, it's pretty much been immediate. So,
Wow.
but I sort of wonder, because you and I don't have that healing connection, if things will evolve as time goes. So that's another one of my experiment questions too. So, but let's.
Oh yeah, right. I
Yeah.
can check back in the morning too to see if there was any positive effect.
Yeah, that would be great. So if you want to put your hands back to the most painful point.
Okay, there.
Okay. All right. So I'm sending the third pulse. Okay, so how about now?
Okay, let's see here. Okay, again, right now the pain is definitely less. A little bit is creeping back, but much slower. Interesting. So it hasn't come back to the previous pain level for sure.
Good.
And the aching, when the aching comes back, that aching is very mild. I read that I'm a 2.
Yay. That's very exciting.
Yay is right. As you know, it's really hard to work on yourself.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, so let's try one more pulse. So is the most painful point still in the same place, or did that shift also?
No, I think that's the spot. I mean, that's
Okay.
it seems to be isolated. Like this is typical of the nerve pain in L4, L5.
Okay.
Right down just above the ankle, and there's just this deep throbbing, sometimes burning ache, and it just stays there, and it doesn't really shift around, and it doesn't come up like close to my knee or anything like that. It's just down in this little spot that I would say, 4 or 5 inches wide. That it typically is.
Okay. All right. So let's try it again, just because it crept back the first few times. Let's see if we can keep it at bay longer. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. How are you doing now?
Okay. The aching came back right away. So I don't think there's any improvement. Let me give it a few more seconds and I'll read myself. There was a funny sensation down there. Is it still a 2? No. Is it a 1? No, I think it got worse.
Oh.
Is it a 3? Yeah, it's up to a 3. It actually got worse.
Okay. So.
And the pain came back like immediately, that throbbing.
Okay. So I muscle tested, do we try and do too much? I got to know. But with this, sometimes when things release, something else that was underneath comes forward.
Right. I've had experience there too.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do one final pulse and just see if that makes a difference. And then I think I'm maxed out for that. Are you ready?
Hold on here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, that feels like it went back down again. I have this, it's not a very good descriptor, but the area feels cooler. But that's not it. That's just the first word that came to my mind. Let me read that. The 1 Yes, it is. So,
Yay.
yay is right.
So here's my disclaimer about pain. Stress is a trigger for a lot of people, and sometimes it'll bring you right back to a 6.
I know that.
Yeah.
With all the work that I've done, emotions are like 90% of the issue anyway.
Yep. But I'm excited because I don't know you. You're in Colorado.
Right, exactly.
So,
I know it.
This took 20 minutes to get you from a 6 to a 1. So I'm pretty excited about that. So thank you, Chuck, for helping me with my experiment. Can I contact you tomorrow just to see how you're doing?
Absolutely. In hindsight, I wish I would have had to do my lower back because that hadn't been an issue. It was just the referral, the sciatica. But just this week, something happened where every time I twist, it's very low. It almost feels like it's in my tailbone. I get nerve issues, and I try to roll over in bed or anything like that, and it's very painful. But I didn't think that would work because I'm sitting down. But as we're going through this, every time I flex my hip and my butt muscles, I can definitely reproduce the pain. So that would have been a good one.
That would have been a good one. But I'm thinking I might be doing this weekly just for a little while, just to see. So maybe next week, huh?
Cool.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, make sure I see it. So
yes.
PM me or something.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay, great.
Okay. All right. Have a good night.
Okay, you too. Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that was my first experiment client. So he went from a pain level 6 to a pain level 1. That's sort of how the Healing Pulse works. I don't always do the funky breathing because it's not always necessary, but because of his background and him being a healer also, I needed to do something a little extra to bring the energy forth. So I'm going to check with him tomorrow and see how he's doing. I really hope that he continues at a pain level 1. So thank you for watching.